Hey, goodness to you. It's Sporty King. Yep. And I'm going to be assisted today. I'm going to have another guest coming in for you as well. But look, we've got less than a minute to go for today's broadcast. You know, I always come on early. And naturally, I like to say goodness to you. And I say goodness because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? So again, welcome to Gift Friday. I'm going to be talking to you in a few. We're going to have my guest presenters with me. Spoiler alert: there's my great nephew right there. That's Lewis Dancy Jr. And he's going to be with me. We're going to be joined by Gary Williams Jr. in a couple of minutes. But for now, we've got less than 30 seconds before we start today's broadcast. And you know, I always like to give a tech tip. Even whatever time you say you're coming on, come on 2 or 3 minutes early. Give people a chance to resettle, get their stuff out of the way, and do what they're going to do so that they can enjoy you to the fullest. And we're going to be doing the fullest in just a few seconds. 10, 9. Actually, I don't know the countdown. But here we go. And boom, here we go. So, welcome to Gift Friday. And I call it Gift Friday because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Yet I say, oop, and I know I'm a little out the camera. Let me get me in there. There I go. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday, or any day before that, for that matter? So I've learned to use what I learned in Psalm 92 and 2, and that is, excuse me, it is good to share your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. Hey, Gary, just pick up your cards and then pull over here so we get all of us on the camera. Okay. So where was I? It is good to show your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. And so therefore, instead of using TGIF, what I use is TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Because to be able to go to sleep, wake up, go through a whole day, and get a chance to lay down and go to bed and do it again, something to be giving God thanks for. And that allows me to bring in another one of my favorite scriptures, and that is Matthew 6 and 34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Ah, thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. Thank God it's today. See, darkness always precedes the light. So consider instead another way of using TGIF. And let's do some math. Let's do some math and subtraction. First, let's look at TGIF as trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost you to receive the greatest gift of every day? The gift of waking up does not cost you a dime. So let's bring the math in here. Let's subtract the T from the front of TGIF, put it at the end, and make it GIFT. So we did the subtraction and the addition. What did we get? We get Gift Friday. God is for today. That's what we should be really giving thanks for. So, Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my poetic or inspirational messages where you hear me read it here, and then I'll drop it in the thread on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you like a copy, a colorful keepsake copy, you can download it and have it for yourself and have it a way of celebrating. Today, I'm going to be joined, as you may see to the side, by um, my great nephews. Let me get this thing clicking for us. I got Gary Williams Jr. and I got Lewis Dancy Jr. And right now their faces. Well, let me get this out of the way because we need to see them smiling faces. Bam! So there go my great nephews who are going to be joining me, helping me with today's broadcast. And what I'm going to be doing is dedicating something that I learned in 2011, first from my good friend Joe Keller and the Air Force National Guard, and I continue to join in celebrating over the years. It's called dun, 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 Red Friday. Here's the intro on the Facebook page that I follow on the Military Order of the Purple Heart USA. Today and every Friday, we wear red to remember everyone deployed, R.E.D. It's a small gesture with a big meaning to honor the brave men and women serving far from home and to show we stand with them always. Whether it's a shirt, a pin, or a ribbon, wearing red It's a way to let our deployed service members know that they are never forgotten. Let's keep them in our hearts and prayers until they're safely home. I've also learned over the years that the color red symbolizes, symbolizes courage, sacrifice, and valor, which are qualities that military members and family members embody. Gary and Lewis will be reading an inspirational post that I found years ago called Deck of Cards.
A young soldier was in his bunkhouse all alone one Sunday morning over in Afghanistan. It was a quiet it was quiet that day. The guns and the mortars and landmines for some reason hadn't made a noise. The young soldier knew it was Sunday, the holiest day of the week. As he was sitting there, he got out an old deck of cards and laid them out across his bunk. Just then an army sergeant came in and said, "Why aren't you with the rest of the platoon?" The soldier replied, "I thought I would stay behind and spend some time with the Lord." The sergeant said, "Looks like you're going to play cards." The soldier said, "No, sir. You see, I've decided to talk to the Lord by studying this deck of cards." The sergeant asked in disbelief, "How will you do that?" It's right there. You see the A, Sergeant? It reminds me that there's only one God. The two represents the two parts of the Bible, Old and New Testament. The three represents the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The four stands for the four apostles Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The five is for the five virgins that were 10, but only five of them were glorified. The six is for the 6 days it took God to create the heavens and earth. The seven is for the day of God rested after working the 6 days. The eight is for the family of Noah and his wife and three sons and their wives, in which God saved the eight people from the flood that destroyed the earth for the first time. The nine is for the lepers that Jesus cleansed of leprosy. He cleansed 10, but nine never thanked him. The 10 represents the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments that God handed down to Moses on the tablets made of stone. The jack is a reminder of Satan, one of God's first angels, but he got kicked out of heaven for his flawed and wicked ways and is now the joker of eternal hell. The queen stands for the Virgin Mary. The king stands for Jesus, for he is the king of all kings. When I count the dots on all the cards, I come up with 365 total, one for every day of the year. There are a total of 52 cards in a deck. Each is a week, 52 weeks in a year. The four suits represent the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each suit has 13 cards. There are exactly 13 weeks in a quarter. So when I talk to God and thank Him, I just pull out this old deck of cards and they remind me of all that I have to be thankful for. Sergeant just stood there and after a minute, with tears in his eyes and pain in his heart, he said, "Soldier, can I borrow that deck of cards?"
There are several other pages and places where you can. I know. First of all, put up some love emojis, some hearts and claps for my nephews. All right. How about? Y'all clap for yourself too. We ain't mad at us. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, there are several other pages and places you can research to connect with Red Fridays. If you like a copy of the inspiration, it'll be available in the thread. I'm Sporty King.
I'm Gary Williams Jr. And I'm Lewis Dancy Jr.
We wish you a happy Gift Friday and weekend. Be safe and remember that
God
God is
is
for
for today.
today. Good job, guys. Let me get this so they get it, all of us, in case you want to take a picture. All right. See you. Hey, be safe. See you next week. Over and out. Peace. Okay, and stop.